Welcome everyone to JWolf Tech Broadcast. I actually have a very cool unboxing here. Is that I actually have a new GeForce GTX 780. This is a new GPU that's based off the GK110 architecture, the same as the Titan, but there's a few things that we're going to get into that are a little bit different about this. One thing I do want to mention, I do want to thank James. He was my friend that actually upgraded this. This is not my personal card, not at this point at least. But he actually did let me go ahead and do the unboxing of this, so I have a couple hours with this thing. He did say I could actually use it too. He's a really close friend of mine, so I do want to thank him for that. But a few things about this. This is, again, based off the GK110 architecture, the same design that the GTX Titan is based off of. And the Titan originally was released at $1,000, which is an ungodly high price if you think of just one GPU that you're actually going to throw into your system. This does have 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory, so it does have a little bit cut back in memory just by 3 gigabytes. But I do believe that once manufacturers get their hands on this, they will be able to implement more RAM on there, you know, if it's needed. This is the super clocked edition. That's the one he bought. It was $10 more. His reasoning was that if he can pay $10 more and get one that's overclocked a little bit, why not? So I took that with a grain of salt. He did choose the EVGA, but right now it's just EVGA and ASUS. There is an EVGA version that's got a kind of a dual design fan for the cooler, so I do want to mention that. But the main difference in this is that it only has 12 SMX units. So it has one of those units disabled where the Titan actually has 14. So the CUDA cores are down a little bit. I'll put a sheet up here with all the specs on it. If I can find a sheet, compare it to the Titan, I'll put that up there. But that's the main difference there, is that it just has one of those SMX units disabled, so that allows them to cut the price down a little bit. And this retails for $650, $659 if you're getting the super clocked version. So it is the most expensive, reasonable single graphics card out there. The Titan to me is still not reasonable because it is $1,000. That's more than some people's whole build. So this is a little more reasonable. It is extremely high for that $650, but this architecture, from what I've read review-wise, is going to blow anything out of the market that's out there right now. It's a really advanced technology compared to what AMD has right now. I believe AMD is going to release something here soon. Sometime this year, I would hope at least that's going to be able to compete with this. But this is just the unboxing, and I'm not going to go over a lot of the features of it. This does have the so a few features I do want to actually discuss about this is that this is implemented with the GPU Boost 2.0, which basically allows you to overclock based on temperature, and it also allows you to better implement using actual fan curves and just overall control of the GPU. That's in a much better design than regular GPU 1.0 was. What you actually do is you set it to a threshold of temperature that you feel comfortable running at. Stock is about 80 degrees. That's what it's actually going to be run at. That actually is what it's at. It's going to be run at 80. But if you feel comfortable running at 85 or 90, you can push it up to that limit, and it will base the clock speed off of what you want your temperature at. But if you're playing a game that maybe doesn't require a whole lot from your GPU, maybe you're just playing Borderlands 2 and you want it to be really quiet because someone's sleeping next door, you can bump it down to 70, 65, and it will run much cooler, much quieter, and still be able to perform that game at a high enough level, even at 1440p. I haven't done any testing on it. I probably won't get to, because like I said, this is not mine. I really only have, you know, a couple hours with it. It does have the same design, you'll see once we get into it, as the Titan. It honestly looks identical, literally identical. I think they're identical cards except for that SMX unit has just been disabled. And a few other neat different features about this. This is going to be able to implement what's called shadow copy. I believe that's what it's called. I read a little bit about it, and it's actually pretty cool. It's going to allow you to be able to capture full HD gaming off the video card. So this might be able to eliminate some of the capture cards out there that you're actually using to maybe do some live streaming of your actual gameplay. That is a really cool feature if you ask me, especially considering this card is only about $100 more than a high-end 680. The DirectCU2 680 right now is about $450. Actually, this is $200 more, so it is going to be about that. $450, $500, so it is going to be about $150 more than one of the top-end, or actually, I mean, about $450 is about the price you would actually pay for 680. So you're paying about $150 more, $100 to $200 depending on what cards you get and what price points you get. But that being said, I just want to get into the unboxing here. I'll probably go into a little bit more in-depth, my thoughts of the card as things progress. But that's a few things that I want to discuss about it. Again, this is the EVGA Super Clocked Edition. It is the GeForce GTX 780. And again, I want to thank Jason for actually letting me do this. He's at work right now, and he said you can go pick it up. He called UPS that I can go pick it up. So he hasn't seen this card yet. So I do want to give him a big shout out there. He doesn't do anything with YouTube, but I do feel that that's necessary. Let's jump in and actually see what you get in the box. All right, everyone, so let's actually get into the box here. Again, I do want to mention that this is based off the GK110 architecture, same as the Titan. It just has an XMX unit disabled, so it only has 14 over the standard, or it only has 12 over the standard 14 that the Titan has. A little bit of branding here on the outside of the box. You can see there if you want to take a look and read that. Not anything too important, really. It is the EVGA Super Clocked Edition, which mainly just means that they've factory overclocked it a little bit for you, which I think is a really cool feature, actually. And let's see if we can get this stuff off here. Let's try not to damage this. I do want to mention that because this is not mine. It is one of my friends. And the first thing we're going to do is go over a few accessories here. I'm assuming that this is going to be a poster. That is actually pretty cool. It's a different poster. So if we look at here, we got a different poster design, layouts. I actually have an older one. These are some of the previous ones you used to get in the 680. So you do get a different poster, which is pretty cool if you're into that. As you can see, I've never used this one, so I probably would never use that one if I did have this. What we have here is just your general accessory bin, which we will do first. And if we go over this, we just got your graphics card user guide. Which you can look at there. Yep, that's Magoo. He's not happy with this unboxing. Actually, he's locked in this room. He's not happy about that. Got your EVGA badge logo there if you want to put that on your case. And you also got your driver's CD. Go to the website. Don't use the driver's CD. Go to the website to download the latest. This probably might be the latest one so far because this is a brand new card. Attention, this card gets hot. Common sense stuff. Don't touch it after it's been hot. Then we got your quick start guide here. General overview of just the layout of the card and how to install it. Extremely easy. Done a video on that before. If you want to check that out, just search for it. Port notice. It's cutting edge, including full EFI BIOS. Just a general sheet there. And then you got some stickers here. If you want to throw those, wherever you want to throw them at. And then we got a few more accessories here. We have what looks like VGA to DisplayPort. Or that's DVI, sorry. VGA to DVI. You're probably not going to use that. If you're buying a graphics card like this and using that, we need to have a discussion about things first. And then what looks like we have here is just an 8-pin to 2 6-pins. Yeah, 8-pin to 2 6-pins connector. And then you have 2 Molex to a regular, looks like 6-pin. So you have another connector there if your power supply does not support what we need to power this, what you need is actually 1 8-pin and 1 6-pin. This does recommend, I believe, a 600 watt power supply. I believe that's what it is. We're going to go with that. Pretty positive that's what Titan recommended. This is what this is going to recommend. And as we look at the actual outside of the card, you're going to notice that it is almost identical to actually what the actual Titan was. It's very similar in the actual overall design. This isn't a different packaging. I've never seen packaging quite like this before. I have unboxed a Titan before. I have previously used one, and this honestly feels identical to the actual Titan. So taking a look here at the outside, the first thing you're going to notice is that it is an all-metal housing that it's actually in. It has this polyglass window here. It's a really sleek design. I do like the design of this. It has kind of a gray, and then it also has a black theme there. It has a upgraded cooler. I do want to mention that this is a much more advanced cooler than the 680 reference design. And then over here you got the GeForce GTX logo. This does have the same features as the Titan, as you can, it does glow green, and you can make it change colors and pulse depending on what your actual GPU is doing. And if we see there, we actually have an 8-pin and a 6-pin for your power. Again, it does recommend 600 watts of power, the same as the Titan. And then if we just take this off, you got your SLI bridge there to actually do that. And if we take a look here at the back, all matte black that you can see there, and you can see the GPU is actually stacked there. What you would see on the actual Titan is you would see memory that's stacked around here. That's the other 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory that was stacked. The 3 gigabytes we have here is actually on the inside. And then if we just look here, we actually have your PCI 3.0 slot there. And another shot of that. Take a shot of the end there. It honestly feels the exact same as a Titan. It doesn't feel any different. It has some weight to it, I will say that. It feels like a more advanced. It's definitely not cheaply made. So just getting a close-up here of the card, I just want to give an overall design. Again, you have your 6-pin power connector right up here at the top. And you also have your GeForce GTX logo. This will glow and pulse. There's a EVGA technology that you actually use to do that. And if we just look here at the top, you've got your SLI connectors there. You can run 2 up to 3 of these. I don't believe you can run 4. And then we just have a GTX 780 logo there. You do have polycarbonate, I believe that's what it is, kind of a shroud here protecting the radiator. And then we do have a beefed up fan here. Let's see if we can get in and get a good shot of that. It is a rear exhaust design to where it's going to exhaust air outside the back, but you do have a much higher end cooler there. And take a look here at the side. You have all black PCB, which is something I really like. I really like how they do that. As you can see here, it is missing the memory, which I discussed previously, mainly because it only has 3 gigabytes of memory. And for the connectors, we actually have 2 DVI, which I mentioned before, HDMI, and then also a full display port. And we just have a little general rear exhaust design there. It's going to be blowing air across the card this way towards the rear of your case. If we just take an overall look at that, there's the GTX 780 logo again. This is where the Titan logo would actually be, very similar. So that's been my unboxing of the GeForce GTX 780. This is the EVGA Superclocked edition. Do want to thank Jason again, my friend, who actually let me go ahead and unbox this. This is his card. I'm currently not going to be running this card at this time. At some time I might, I'm not going to right now. But a few things to take away from this is that this is basically a Titan. It's 99% a Titan. It's just missing one of the SMX units, so it only has 12 SMX units instead of the regular 14 that the Titan has. And it is bumped down a little bit to the 3 gigabytes of GDDR5 memory. So overall, you're going to get similar performance, almost identical actually. I've seen some reviews out there and it's getting similar numbers to the Titan, even better in some games, depending on what game it actually is. And it's $350 cheaper. So this is, in my eyes, would be the highest end GPU out there right now. Yes, the Titan is a higher end GPU, but for the price point, it's not reasonable for anybody, honestly, if you ask me. This is, has a better market, as in that it's only about between $100 and $200 more expensive than a 680, depending on where you actually get it at. It's going to be much more expensive than a 7970 right now, but the 7970 doesn't have CUDA cores, or if it goes on the OpenGL technology. So if you're on any type of Adobe products for any type of video editing, you're kind of stuck with the CUDA cores right now, and that's only on the Nvidia side of things. If you like this unboxing, definitely let me know. I'd like to do more unboxings like this in the future. A little more unboxings with a slight overview. I used to just do unboxings where I just unbox a product. And this will give me a little chance to get a little bit of overview with the card. I do want to possibly get into unboxing cards and then testing them for a longer period of time. I haven't done that in a while. I would like to get back into that and get some benchmarks, some testing, just some overall general overview of what I think of the card. That being said, I am going to get a video up on this. I'm going to spend a couple hours with it because it's actually going to be out of my hands here in about an hour and a half. So I am going to get a little bit of time with this and see what it actually does. From what I've read, it's going to be a Titan performer with just a little bit, actually a lot lower price point, and just a little bit taken off the edge so Nvidia can price it a little differently. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. This has been the unboxing of the GeForce GTX 780. If you'd like to see any more videos like this, again, you guys know how to let me know. I'm not going to preach about that. Thanks everyone for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I have a couple hours with this, so I can answer whatever questions you guys need. Thanks everyone again, and I will see you guys next time.